Listen, following football costs enough money already, so don't let your mobile bill mug you off. Rocket Mobile gives you unlimited everything for £16 a month. No nonsense. Powered by Vodafone and Free, plus exclusive content and prizes when you switch on over. Scan the QR code or click the link and put that cash back into football.
Welcome back to AFTV. I've got my boy Tosin in the studio. And Tosin, well, I don't know what to say. We've won 2-1, but it almost feels like a loss. I mean, put that into words for me.
Wait, what? How does it feel like a loss? We won.
I'll tell you why it feels like a loss, because we performed so poorly and we had to rely on 2 own goals. And the overriding feeling, both in the studio and I'm hearing at the ground, is one of immense disappointment with the performance.
Yeah, we can be disappointed with the performance, but at the end of the day, we still got the 3 points. That's crucial right now.
Oh yeah, I know that, but I'm saying the overriding feeling is one of disappointment. The team underperformed by a long, long way.
Yeah, I don't dispute that, but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, in the title race, we got the 3 points. I think we just need to focus on that. The performance wasn't up to the standard that we all expected, but at the end of the day, players can have off days, and I think collectively the team were just garbage. My focus is on...
Isn't that what I just said?
The team were garbage, but we got the result. Yeah. We got the 3 points.
Yeah,
that's important. Yeah. It would be catastrophic if we played like that and we got the draw, or we got the loss, but we got the win.
Yeah, listen, of course, let me qualify that by saying we got the win and I'm grateful for the win. But when I say it feels like a loss, I'm saying because the performance was so bad. I mean, a lot of people was looking at this game as what we call a stat padding game. We said it, you said it before.
I said 4-0.
You predicted 4-0, I said 3-0.
I did.
In the end, we were fairly fortunate to come away with a win from that game because we had to rely on 2 own goals.
Yeah, we had to rely on 2 own goals, but like I said in the actual stream, stuff like this can happen in a season. The team, this is an anomaly. I'm banking on the fact that this is an anomaly. Everton is an opportunity to respond to that. If Everton's performance is equally as bad, then I'm going to be like, okay, cool, what's going on here? You've got to go out and show in a week's time that this was an anomaly. We're still top of the league. For City could lose tomorrow and it could be 5 points. So, boy.
You know what I would say as well, and I did mention it on the stream. When we played Villa, I for one anyway, I felt that we were unfortunate. I thought that we did enough to get at least a point out of that game. So it's ironic that in this game, you could say we were fortunate to win, but things kind of even itself out over time, right?
Yeah, they kind of even itself out, but I think the coach needs to look at himself. Arteta, I'm looking at you. Yes, Gyökeres didn't do himself any favours. Yes, Eze hasn't been great, but how is it that these guys that are dynamic, that are good, that we see all these compilations, why is it that they come to us and then they look like dross? I don't get it. Why? And I'm looking at Arteta. You got to knit together an attack, bro, because our attack has not clicked all season. And now when the defensive structure isn't as great and there's more spotlight on the attack, now we're actually seeing, you're not doing anything with these guys. You're just doing stuff with the Nkappies and the Gabriels and the Salibas and the Timbers. Can you get some coaching, please? Can we see some patterns of play? Can we see some triangles? Can we even see a 1-2? Can I even see a shot from my striker outside? Can I see something like that? Without people being so afraid if they don't have to do the recycling garbage that we usually do. So I'm looking at Arteta.
You kind of preempted the next question I was going to ask you, and you mentioned Gyökeres and you mentioned the lack of attacking thrust. Victor Gyökeres today, how would you describe his performance?
It was poor. He's not been good. I still back him to come good, but it was poor. He's not making the right runs, in my opinion. I think his movement needs to be a lot better. I thought he did well for that chance he fashioned where he pins the defender and then he kind of spins and he shoots on his left. But other than that, yeah, I think it's telling that even the winning goal, yes, it's an own goal, but at least Jesus is there. Yeah. Saka has someone. How is a bigger, statistically, physically bigger target, man? How is it that balls are going into the box but they miss you all the time? I don't get it.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the best day for him. But do you put that down to him or is it a wider problem?
It's a mixture. It's 50% him and 50%. I don't think the attack is not coached well. Tell me what player relationships we have in that attack. Who has the dynamic?
Judging on today's performance, you could say that right across the whole team.
Our best attacking relationship is the same attacking relationship we relied on 3 seasons ago. Ben White, Ødegaard, Saka. Take that attacking dynamic out. Who we got? Who has the relationship? And that's where I'm looking at my coach. Where are these relationships? Why is Saka not developing an understanding with Gyökeres? Why is Martinelli not... where's this happening? Like, what's going on here? Why is Martinelli still a touchline winger? We know he's not a touchline winger. Why do you still have him there doing this imaginary chalk on your boot stuff? He's not. That's not him. Get him closer to the box. I just don't understand what's going on with this attack.
With regards to today's performance, do you think that there was an element of complacency? I mean, like, we in the studio, you chat to, I guarantee, 99.9% of Arsenal fans. They were predicting 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s. Do you think that by some measure, some of the players went into this game thinking it was going to be easy, and then all of a sudden it turned out it was a lot more difficult than they previously expected?
I think you'd have to say there was complacency there because the passing wasn't zippy. I think we started off so sluggish, slow, pedantic, pedestrian. So yeah, I'd have to say they were complacent. You kind of got the air that we don't want to be killers tonight. We just want to, we just want to just do enough to get the result. And I didn't like that.
Do you think it was that, or do you think maybe Wolves deserve some credit? I mean, they did organise themselves well. They had the 2 banks of 4, or maybe even 2 banks of 5. But, defensively, they were better than I thought. I mean, they conceded, 33 goals before today. So you're expecting that Arsenal are going to get at least 3. In the end, we got 2 own goals. So do we need to give Wolves and the manager, Rob Edwards, some respect, some credit there?
Yeah, you have to, because, I mean, they were minutes away from getting a draw at the league leaders. So, and they would have deserved it as well. So, yeah, you give them some credit. These games, like I said in the stream, as bad as we are, these games happen, man. I've seen these games happen to the best of teams. The Club Brugge that we just beat 3-0, right, with a patched up defense. Barcelona went there and drew 3-3. Like, these games, they can happen. As long as we leave here, we take the 3 points, we have an inquest in the week, we're G2G.
Yeah, actually, you kind of segued onto that nicely, because I was going to say, what do you think the manager will do in the week, and how do you think that will affect his preparation for the game against Everton? Meaning, do you want to see the same team, or would you like to see some new faces come in for the game against Everton? Maybe things need freshening up a bit.
Yeah, I think they do. I think, obviously, the only person that you could arguably say deserves to keep his spot right now is, from this performance, is Saka and maybe Rice. I think everything else is, and the defense, everything else is up for grabs, basically. I think Arteta's going to look at this, and hopefully, like he's done most of the season, he'll learn from this. I think the defensive partnerships he picked at the start of the match wasn't really good. That's why he had to change it immediately. I think there's Zubimendi looks like he needs a rest. There's just a bunch of things. I think a week's break will do the team some good. Take the 3 points, have an inquest to what happened, and let's see how we can improve on this and get the win at Everton.